Welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar in partnership with IULM University. My name is Lavinia and I'm part of the Doc City team. It is my pleasure to moderate this webinar. So to start off and to give everyone the chance to join in before starting with the presentation, I would like to ask all of you where you are connecting from. So if you'd like, you can pop that in the chat so we can get to know you a little bit better before starting. So again, the focus of this seminar actually will be the Metaverse Economy, and we'll have the chance to know more about how the Metaverse will impact, the diverse sectors of tourism and hospitality, and we'll also get the chance to know more about IULM's Master of Science in Hospitality and Tourism Management. And of course, I'd like to welcome all of you who are writing in the chat. Hello, Rahul from India. Hello, Nandi from South Africa. Hello, Stefan from Romania. Hansika from Sri Lanka. And welcome everyone, absolutely. For those of you who are still joining, welcome again. This seminar will be in partnership with IULM University, and the main focus of the event will be the Metaverse Economy. So forecast of the trends 5 years from now, and of course an insight into the Master of Science in Hospitality and Tourism Management offered by IULM. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our speakers and panelists on behalf of IULM today. We have with us Professor Manuela De Carlo. She's the Director of the Master of Science in Hotel and Tourism Management at IULM. We have Professor Marta Friel. She's the Professor of Strategic Marketing within the HTM program. We have Aurora De Pinto. She's a graduate of the program with the Master of Science in Hotel and Tourism Management, and also a junior recruiter at McKinsey & Company. And finally, last but not least, we have Luca Di Persio. He's the Vice President of Global Source Markets at Costa Crociere. So I would like to leave the floor to Professor De Carlo, and without further ado, again, welcome to this event, and you have also the chance to, of course, ask all the questions related to student life about the academic offer and the scholarships offered at IULM, or any other question that you have on the Metaverse, absolutely. So Professor De Carlo, the floor is yours, and once again, thank you all for your presence here tonight.
Now, thank you very much. Just a few words to say hello to everybody. And I think that the topic is extremely relevant and particularly interesting for young graduates keen to starting a master program and a career in the tourism industry. So I would let the floor to Luca Di Persio for his presentation.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, Luca.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Of course, before starting, a brief presentation about me, just 2 words. My name is Luca. I turned 46 and I'm Roman, but currently I'm based in Genoa because I'm the Vice President Global Sales at Costa Cruises Group. So I'm responsible for leading the main markets of the company, about 12, and with a focus on the omni-channel strategy design and the digital transformation of the trade channel B2B. I have 20 years experience, both as entrepreneur and executive manager, with a track record, quite significant in the field of innovation technology. Indeed, I started in media and digital marketing, and I landed in leisure and travel 8 years ago, more or less. And I love this sector. My job, in a nutshell, means to bring data culture, innovative vision, and cutting-edge solutions in big and very complex organizations. And the Metaverse, no doubt, is actually something interesting, even for our company, an American company, because Carnival Corporation is the owner of Costa brand, and we are studying right now the metaverse from, let me say, different angles, and we are designing our pilot project. So I can start with the presentation, share my screen. Try again. Okay, can you see the cover?
Yes, Luca, we can. Thank you.
Okay, so apologize because I have the cam here, but the monitor with the presentation beside me. So, okay, so Metaverse 5 years earlier. So today's conference, of course, is going to be about the Metaverse economy. And let me say, our aim is to provide an overview, but a touch base, considering the time, a kind of safari, okay, of what Metaverse is today, and especially what it can mean for all of us tomorrow, in the next years, 5 years, for example. So the significant, let me say, impact that we believe it could have on our way of life. And so our job, our social interactions, our economics, and of course, even our relationships. So let's get started, I mean, by following the typical first step, one of the official definition. Okay. It works very well. So the definition, of course, you can find many definitions concerning the metaverse. Okay, this is one of the most popular. The metaverse is a set of virtual spaces, the first keyword, where you can completely interact with other people or entities that are not near you in your physical space, but close to you in the virtual ones. So frankly speaking, this is this is broad, probably too broad definition, because we were aware of that. Definitely, the wider I think is, let me say, and the more difficult is to grab it with an accurate definition, indeed. But I have a question for all of you. The question is, what's reality? Because this is the point, in our opinion. It's hard to say, no, what's reality, what is real and what not. Because the same sentence, the same phrase we have seen concerning the metaverse can work definitely to describe the quintessence of reality. No, spaces, interactions, people, people somehow close to us, okay, and words that also represent, you know, what we can see and what we can do every day in our real world. Yes, I know you can say that there is a huge difference, because a metaverse is made of pixels, and reality is made of, let me say, real things. But are you sure? I have a background in economics, but very passionate about physics, mathematics, and other nerd stuff. But this is a very interesting point, because physics teaches us that under the surface, let me say, the reality is very different from what it seems to be. Because everything around us, this screen, your hands, the cup of coffee, the world and the entire universe, you know, everything is made of a small amount of elementary particles. And these particles, according to eminent scientists since last century, okay, so I'm talking about the theory from last century, everything, and so these amount of particles too, as well, are made of a single immanent element. Just one. I'm talking about the strings theory, and so little these elementary immanent element, so little that if you enlarge it, for example, a coconut, up to the dimension of the universe, anyway, you wouldn't be able to see these immanent blocks of reality. In other terms, probably the pixels of our reality. What else? So I don't want, of course, to go deep into another field of knowledge, but the quantum physics offers us an incredible, let me say, unbelievable vision of what is real and what our perception of reality is. And, you know, there is a huge gap. So whenever, when we see something, let's remember that, let's remind that colors that don't exist. And what we see is due to our ability to translate, basically, lights into some of, let me say, sort of electrical meaning. And so it means that we were born wearing the most wonderful Oculus device. The metaverse, in a nutshell, in short, is already inside of all of us. And indeed, it started, it was born before the internet big rise. Unbelievable, but it's true. It's not linked to technology. The origin at the beginning of the metaverse is related to human creativity. (1992), the genesis of the metaverse. So the concept, the meta means beyond in ancient Greek, you know, but the concept of the metaverse, very similar, with a lot of similarities with the current metaverse, was introduced in 1992, before the internet big rise, by Stevenson, a writer of you know, a cyberpunk fiction book entitled Snow Crash. The book talks about the metaverse and describes it as a mix of real world and virtual reality. Really impressive, let me say. I suggest reading this book, shared with other users of the network, of course. So what a vision, what a clear blueprint of the future. And going back to the definitions, we can go deep into that with more focused phrases. The objectives, the metaverse is the new vision of the internet. Vision is very important. It's not a toolkit, it's not a facility, but is a vision. It is not it's not product owned by a single company. It develops in a decentralized way. Okay, this is a very important pillar of the universe, and this kind of evolution, of course, opens up new social scenarios and business opportunities. Actions, what we can do inside the metaverse from now on. I mean, gradually, of course, meet people, go out with friends, incredible, attend business meetings, play sport, play game, I don't know, buy products, sell products, design products, create and manage your own virtual spaces and more. I'm sure that for somebody, including myself, this definition can remember something else. Incredible. Here we are in 2003, Second Life was born. This is the cover, this is the key visual of Second Life, explore, discover, create. And what you can see in the header is the menu. And you can find a term label like marketplace, for example. Really impressive, apparently, of course. So 20 years ago, here it comes something new, totally new in the internet landscape, 20 years ago. So an evolution, basically, of the basic social network. I remember that the official launch of Facebook was in 2004. Okay, so definitely, I think a great deal for the Linden Lab company, the creators, but definitely not tangible and strong impact on our real life. Second Life was just a game because we weren't ready for something strong. We were learning how to use, I remember, Internet 1.0 and our new smartphones. Do you remember? So too early. This is a big issue when you can try to bring innovation in a complex organization, of course. So Virtual World, launched by the American software house Linden Lab, and Linden Lab earned about $200 million. So a great deal for this company. But let me underline that it was just a simulation, a weak simulation of reality. Regardless, you can see the significant amount of activities available inside this virtual world, no? Events, health, and embassies, and you know, some experiments. But from the moment, no, let me say, the barriers among the real world and Second Life 20 years ago were solid, too solid, okay, too strong. But from that moment on, the gaming sector will be a kind of first mover, the gaming sector, for the metaverse evolution. No more social media. Gaming sector and gamers at all will feed something similar to the metaverse until yesterday, until today, you know. But last year, something relevant happened, really relevant for our industry. A bold move, let me say, a powerful announcement directly from the voice of Mark Zuckerberg and an incredible logo change last year, okay? And we can, first of all, I suggest reading the quotation. The quote, so the metaverse will be an hybrid, a strong evolution of all the current online experiences, all, not only, of course, social media. Something in 3 dimensions, immersive virtual reality, or projected into the physical world, augmented reality. So 2 different layers. You will be able, all of us, of course, will be able to share all kinds of experience and do business with other people who are far from us, of course, and do things that we cannot do in physical world. Okay, so hybrid is the keyword, is the watchword. Immersive reality and augmented reality are other 2 hot keywords. So he's talking about a brand new merger, and not just an immersive experience on Facebook, or let me say a common and seeing gamification gimmick to engage new customers, new people, okay, to get subscriptions, but something new, totally new, that can allow us or enable us, let me say, to take a step forward in all our digital experiences. So something new that also allow us to do what we cannot do in the real physical world. The claim, the statement was, Metaverse is built for people like you. This is the marketing sentence that Mark Zuckerberg used during the first public announcement of this impressive, this bold change, of course. We have a video. Okay. The powerful resources of my company.
I believe the metaverse is the next chapter for the internet. And it's the next chapter for our company too. So I've been thinking a lot about what this means for our company and who we are as we embark on this journey. We're a company that focuses on connecting people. While most other tech companies focus on how people interact with technology, we focus on building technology so people can interact with each other. One of the reasons I started Facebook was that at the time you could use the internet to find almost anything. Information, news, movies, music, shopping, except for the thing that matters most of all, people. Today, we're seen as a social media company. But in our DNA, we are a company that builds technology to connect people. And the metaverse is the next frontier, just like social networking was when we got started. Facebook was born in a specific time and place, a college campus, the web. It was what we could build at the time to put people back into our experience of technology. But connecting people was always much bigger. From way earlier on, I remember sitting in middle school classes, sketching in my notebooks, ideas that I wanted to code when I got home. And even though I didn't have the skill or technology to build it yet, it was always clear that the dream was to feel present with the people we care about. Isn't that the ultimate promise of technology? To be together with anyone, to be able to teleport anywhere, and to create and experience anything? Yet here we are in 2021, and our devices are still designed around apps, not people. The experiences we're allowed to build and use are more tightly controlled than ever. And high taxes on creative new ideas are stifling. This is not the way that we are meant to use technology. The metaverse gives us an opportunity to change that if we build it well. But it's going to take all of us, creators, developers, companies of all sizes. Together, we can finally put people at the center of our technology and deliver an experience where we are present with each other. Together, we can create a more open platform with more ways to discover experiences and more interoperability between them. And together, we can unlock a massively bigger creative economy.
It's very important because he's saying something crucial. Now, metaverse is beyond the meaning of social media, beyond the gaming. So far, the main applications for the development of many metaverse features. Metaverse is a transforming platform. No? You heard no more obstacles to develop a creative economy, no more centralization. Okay, and this is, let me say, the core of this transforming platform. Transforming because, of course, it can transform, it can affect our ability to see, to hear, to perceive, to move, to do business, for example, to have. A little creepy, maybe, I'm aware of that, but this is the future in front of us. Okay, I jump because we hear that in my opinion, the most relevant steps of his speech, and we can continue because we have many slides and 1 hour about. But I suggest listening to the different, because he gave 2 or 3 very famous speeches. So the consequence no. We are talking about the metaverse. So the first consequence of that speech, the collateral effect, I mean, an hype around the metaverse keyword. A lot of articles, influencer stories, podcasts, and so on. A lot of material. Because Meta, starting with Facebook, can really make the difference, can bring the metaverse to billions of people. 1 billion, according to an evaluation provided by Boston Consulting, in the next 3 years. 1 billion. So from now on, is not only a matter for nerds or gamers and gamers, but this stuff, let me say, will affect the world, the entire world, for better or worse, I can add, okay? But it's a given, it's a given. So this is the transformation phase announced. So how Mark Zuckerberg wants to stage and really build, okay, they are building the metaverse using all the apps, okay, of the Facebook Galaxy, let me say, Galaxy, along with new enabling technologies. And this is a very important point, because nothing to do with Second Life, of course. Again, the innovation history, again, every new step is made of the previous ones, okay? So a step back, just to point out in short the main phases we have seen so far. So since 1992, and the world has changed, because since 2003, so since the official launch of Second Life or other experiments, because now we have a notable, let me say, vocabulary of vertical terms describing, okay, the revolution is in place, describing the metaverse context and the way it exists. So a clear evidence of the complexity, of course, of this world, nothing to do with Second Life or other experiments or gaming experiments, but at the same time, it's also given that this big topic is constantly evolving around us. So, and need accurate technical terms and specific enabling technologies to take off. So let's see some of them, some of the enabling technologies, no? You can find in the building sites of the metaverse. But before, an in-depth look at the real world, because in my opinion, the comparison is always useful to better understand the deepening of the metaverse. So, for a clearer, of course, comparison. In this slide, we can find the 7 specific elements that the real world is made of, okay? 7 elementary ingredients of our real world, directly from a business philosophy conference in Florida, arranged by my company. And so, thank you, Carlo. And the immanent elements are 7. The first one is rarity, NFT in the metaverse language, property, wallet, exchange, blockchain, contracts, currency, enablers, official enablers in our real world, and relationships, immersive, augmented reality, pre-device. So quite incredible, but as you can imagine, we can find all of them in the metaverse evolution, starting with rarity. Because rarity is probably the main difference compared to the web that you already know. The web, by definition, is unlimited. No? The metaverse isn't. For example, the lens that compose every metaverse are limited. Because limited, by definition, no, let me say, rarity is the pillar of value, no? Because in real life and in the metaverse economy too, rarity represents, no, the core of value. So as you can see, now we have specific technologies for all of these immanent elements of reality. Okay, so the merger is something concrete. Okay, we are reducing the gap because we have the right technologies to do that, to achieve the vision of Mark Zuckerberg. So let's start with the most complex enabling technology of the metaverse. We start with the most complex to explain and to understand, the blockchain. What is the blockchain? It's very hard to understand and to explain, but I do my best, of course. This is, in my opinion, an effective definition. Blockchain is an incorruptible digital register, okay? An online distributed database of the economic transactions. It can be programmed to record not only financial transactions, but everything is exchanged and that has value for people. So let me say it's a kind of main protocol, almost compared to, you know, HTTP, okay, or web. No? Web is a protocol. It's the same. It's very similar. This protocol allows us to obtain the highest level of reliability of the metaverse economy. So it's a kind of technological pillar of the metaverse based on the goal of making the network the first, and the chain, the network, but I mean the chain, okay, the blockchain, so the chain in the network, in the web, the first and the most important enabler of every transaction and exchange, bypassing, and this is, it's crucial, and Mark Zuckerberg was referring to this point, bypassing the official intermediaries from the real world. Okay, so no more obstacles or hurdles or blockers from the real world to create value and to exchange value. So everything can be faster, safer, and more democratic, let me say, because each of us, of course, all of us, can help to certify and validate what happens in the metaverse. All we need is computing power. And because to keep data exchange safe, the blockchain uses cryptography. Okay, but by using together all the computers, active computers in the world, we can simulate in the metaverse the complexity of real life, of our real world, of our real life, and let me say, overcoming every limits. Okay, it's very important. This is a very important point. There is a video, but we can jump, of course. Blockchain, so game-changing vision. And not only theoretical, even if it was born in the 80s. In the late 80s, young programmers realized that in the future, man would be the victim of centralized control linked to the development of information technology in 80s. So incredible. No? The Metaverse concept was born in 1992. The blockchain concept in 80s, at the beginning of the rocket, the big rise, when information technology was rocketing, of course. So the blockchain was created to guarantee free and secure exchanges between people, avoiding centralized control. Okay, of course, by anonymous data thanks to cryptography. So is a technology structured in a chain of blocks, okay, contain the operation and the traces of the consent obtained on all nodes of the network, from start to finish, and from all people of the chain of the network. Okay, so we are all involved, okay, in this process. Okay, no more centralized, but spread. Okay, so really game-changing vision in 80s, but let me say this is very complex, but it guarantees that we can replicate a smart but consistent economy, but consistent, really consistent, inside a virtual world by jumping all the hurdles of the real world. Okay, so this is the framework of the metaverse. The blockchain enables us indeed to have cryptocurrencies, NFT, no, and other, let me say, elementary partisans of the metaverse. Cryptocurrency is a virtual currency based on blockchain, of course, technology that allows data to be protected thanks to the use of technology and cryptography, of course. So, quite impressive, but we have more than 2,000 cryptocurrencies currently active in the world. Okay, it's really impressive. So you can see the most popular Bitcoin, Ethereum, above, and the shoulder beyond others, not the most popular. And I mean, let me say, the cryptocurrency was the driver, for a lot of people to discover, to approach the metaverse and the metaverse economy too. In this slide, we can find an in-depth look concerning Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we can discover that Bitcoin, considered the first cryptocurrency, was launched in 2009. So many years ago. Okay, so it's a very interesting discovery because of Ethereum too, of course. Yes, of course, in 2014, but we are talking about almost 10 years. No, step by step. Okay. So we are building the metaverse since 25 years. No, 35 years. Smart contract token. This is another very important. Layer of the metaverse, because smart contract software, of course, not paper, of course, based on the blockchain and a peer-to-peer system. So the goal of smart contracts, of course, is to regulate exchanges by using the blockchain technology. And it will be a step change technology to guarantee, let me say, the growth of a job environment inside the metaverse. And this is another pillar, a very important point. And for example, going back to Cardinal Corporation and Costa, we are thinking it over. So we are now thinking the best way, let me say, to activate our trade, our sales force, by using the metaverse technologies. Okay, so, and we can do that thanks to the smart contracts. This is good to know. The main platform that allows us the creation of smart contracts is Ethereum. I suggest visiting Ethereum. We have another tricky point, because we have smart contract and token. And in a nutshell, a token is the digital representation of value, okay? Transferable, of course, according to cryptography, let me say. And always there is something referring to cryptography and computing, of course, power, okay? This is very important. And we have a list of different tokens. This is in short, these are the most popular. We have the utility token, security token. For example, the utility token, probably you are using them when you enter your online banking, you know. So are used to provide people with access to a product or service made available directly by the user who issued the token, the bank, in this example. No? So we have a lot of tokens, but the most important one probably is fungible and are fungible or not fungible token. Fungible tokens are equal to each other, and one has the same value as the other. The currency is the best example. No, all cryptocurrencies are fungible token, no, because one Bitcoin has the same value as another Bitcoin. No, of course, referring to this specific cryptocurrency, even if the market value can, of course, affects, no, the market fluctuates. The market at all can affect the value of the Bitcoin. One Bitcoin has the same value as another at all. Okay, so the same fungible token. Funds tokens are fungible but limited in number, and there are some interesting experiments by football clubs that are providing funds token to affiliate their supporter, their fans. And let me say, it's a kind of exchange market, but a little bit out of control. And the third, last but not least, we have probably the most famous, the most popular token, the non-fungible token. No? Very well known as NFT. It's a special type of token because it's really unique. Not interchangeable, not replaceable, and indivisible. So unique. So an NFT represents a digital asset through the blockchain, your digital assets, okay, in your wallet. So NFTs are used in different applications referring to unique digital objects, such as photo, video, other content, audio, digital objects, and online games. Okay. And arts too, no? The arts, in general, of course, represented the driver for the growth of NFT market. So NFTs are created and controlled by the users. We can create and distribute and control NFT by using specific platforms such as marketplaces. And there are a lot of marketplaces. You can visit them. Probably in Italy and in Europe, one of the most popular is OpenSea. Are platforms created to facilitate and increase operation with NFT. No, everything is smooth in a marketplace. First of all, you can have your wallet, but you can create your personal NFT, or you can buy other NFTs. Okay, so the exchange is free but safe thanks to blockchain technology. So we have Coinbase, FTX, OpenSea, especially OpenSea, that I suggest absolutely visiting this marketplace because it's unbelievable. And you can find by searching, by using Google, some incredible stories concerning the value and some auctions, NFT auctions, $1 million. Okay, so it's very strange. There is chaos in this moment, at this moment, okay? But food for brain, I suggest visiting this marketplace. Really unbelievable, impressive. And it's very clear. Wallet is another enabling technology because cryptocurrency wallet enable us to store digital currency and NFT. Now, with this device, because it's a virtual device, the user can interact with the blockchain and perform transactions with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. So first of all, you need to create a unique one-way wallet, okay, linked to you, only to you. And this link is really safe because let me say, inside the technological framework of the blockchain. So the cryptocurrency wallet allows us to keep your digital currency safe, but don't forget the password. You know, there are a lot of strange histories all around the world. And we have crypto.com, Transwallet, and there are a lot of wallets. But I suggest using wallet technology from compliance with Italian laws or compliance with American law. I suggest using. So crypto.com is reliable for sure. Compliance with our laws. So despite the part we have seen and the good evidence we have shared, there are brilliant people all around the world, top executive managers, founders, investors, don't believe in the metaverse. Absolutely. or somebody thinks we are on track just to grow metaverse, but in the gamification industry. So linked to the esports and gamification industry at all. They not see a great impact on the rest of our life. For someone, it's just a fashion, just a trend, let me say. Many are at the window, let me say, to wait for good signs, or probably it's what they can express beyond the real thoughts they have, probably, okay? But yet we can find some points of view eminent. Tim Cook, for example, that is very important because this is a news. Probably 2 months ago, about no, in January. Yes, there is a leak of information around an agreement, a deal between Tim Cook, so Apple, and Luxottica, of course, to design and develop the ultimate, let me say, metaverse device. So this is, and it was confirmed by Luxottica. But according to this quote in Tim Cook's opinion, Tim Cook says, we are a company leader, of course, in the innovation industry. We are exploring new and emerging technologies in general. And the metaverse is a very interesting area for us. We will see. Okay, so very far from Mark Zuckerberg, no? Prudent. Natella, Microsoft CEO, gaming is the most dynamic category, and of course, he says, of entertainment across all platforms will play a key role in the development of the metaverse platform. But Microsoft 2 weeks ago published a very important news concerning the development of their metaverse. And at the core of their metaverse, there is an innovative mix between gamification and social media and services. So very interesting. We can't wait to see Microsoft's updates, of course. We have the last one. Yuang is the CEO of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a very popular big tech in the field of games production. I believe that it will be a huge market, a broader industry. New designers and creators will design digital objects in virtual reality more than they will design in the physical world. No? And this is a kind of bridge between, this is pretty evident, quite evident, between what is said and the point of view of Mark Zuckerberg, no?
Luca, I apologize if I'm interrupting. It's just we are about to run out of time for the event. So if we can maybe sum it up, so we can also leave some space for the questions, that would be great.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much. And thank you, of course, for the interesting presentation. It was very thorough, and I'm sure that the participants enjoyed it. Of course,
70% of the safari.
Of course, I would like to also remind the participants that if they have any question related to your part of the presentation, to the hospitality and tourism management master offered by IULM, or just the student life at IULM, they can absolutely write their questions in the Q&A box, and we'll be more than happy to help them. In the meantime, I was wondering if maybe Professor De Carlo or Professor Friel would like to go on with their side of the presentation as well.
Thank you, Lavinia. I think that if you agree, I would leave the floor to before the presentation, before some content related to the program, the internship. I would leave the floor to Aurora De Pinto. Aurora attended the second year in Milan and graduated in March, to explain something about the experience that she lived through the master program. Please, Aurora.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Professor De Carlo. And hi, everyone. My name is Aurora, and I'm Italian as well. I am from Florence, and I did my bachelor's there, and then I decided to move to Milan to do this master's degree in hospitality and tourism management at IULM. And the reason why I decided to do this master's degree is because I was actually looking for an international master's degree that would give me the right tools and methodology to prepare me for the world of work. And I have been always passionate about the hospitality industry in general, as well all the sectors where customer relations are central, let's say. So this is the main reason why I chose this course, which covers all the most important topics of the tourism and hospitality industry, as well as the departments of any big international company. Because, for instance, the department of finance, accounting, marketing, strategy, business development, human resources, and market research, all the are in fact present in any company, and they are also topics that are covered during the master's degree. So this master's degree is not only a course of study that opens the door to the world of hospitality, hotelery, and tourism industry, but is a more general master's degree that also offers the transversal foundations, let's say, for any other sector. So basically the knowledge and the things that you learn during the master's degree are completely applicable to all the other sectors that you would like to pursue. So regarding my experience, regarding my story, basically I started this master's degree in 2019, and during the first year, during the first semester of the first year, I attended the course of Human Resources Management, and this course was dealing with all the topics of the human resources management, of course applied to the hospitality and tourism industry, so with hotelery cases and hospitality related cases. And so we were dealing with all these aspects and of the human resources department, which can be, for instance, training, development, compensation, engagement, recruiting, selection, people development, engagement, attraction, talent acquisition, and all these topics. And thanks to the professor and thanks to this course, I got passionate about the recruiting and selection activities. And so this is the reason why I decided to find an internship in a consulting company. It was an executive search company. And I did my internship there from March to August 2021. And then I decided that I wanted to broaden and expand my network and to do an international experience. So I decided to apply for a worldwide consulting company, and actually I'm here, I'm working here. I joined the firm in August, and I've been working here before as an intern, and then as of March as a junior recruiter. And I'm based in Amsterdam. The company is McKinsey. I don't know if you know the company. Is a big consulting company, and basically I'm part of the recruiting team. Working and recruiting for, I'm based in Amsterdam, but I'm recruiting for all over Europe. So it's a very international experience. And actually this course is not just a theoretical course. It's not just a theoretical master's degree, but with project works, company visits, and things, let's say, in the field. It opens you many doors. So not just on the hospitality industry, especially, of course, in the tourism and hotellerie and hospitality industry, thanks also to the partnership with hotel facilities and international companies, but also all the things and the topics that you can learn during this master's degree are completely applicable to any other sector where the relation with the customer is central. So more or less, this is my experience. Of course, you can always contact me on LinkedIn if you want to know more. And I think that as a student, a master's degree like this, so very international, and at the same time it's specific for the hospitality industry, but at the same time also more general for all the topics that we have been covering. I think that it's a great opportunity, especially after COVID, when all the companies are starting recruiting again. I think that it's a very nice opportunity for all of you. So do not hesitate to ask me any questions that you might have, and I'm here at your disposal. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Aurora. I see a couple of questions related to Luca's part of the presentation, but I would wait to answer those at the end of the whole event. So Professor Friel and De Carlo, if you would like to maybe also add some input on your side, that would be great. So we can sum it up later and just kind of focus on the questions at the end. Thank you.
As you prefer. If we have time to share some information on the program, you can share.
Absolutely, yes, we can do that.
So I can show the presentation. Okay. Can you see the?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. And probably it's like this can be better.
Yes.
Okay. So just a few words to say, first of all, I would go back to the very interesting presentation of Luca Di Persio, and to say that the new scenario that Luca presented is creating new needs for skills and managerial tools in this industry and in other industries in this moment. And today there is a significant gap between professional profiles and skills wanted by tourist company and those of graduates from university courses. COVID certainly is accelerating changes and innovation that seemed impossible to put in place 1 year ago when the pandemic started, but now become a source of competitive advantage for the company that put in place this kind of changes. Think, for example, to the acceleration of digital technology adoption, the artificial intelligence application on service design and marketing strategies and so on. So this, as a university and as a master program, we are very committed to redesign and updating our programs to respond to these needs and to support companies and institutions to leverage these technologies and put in place the upskilling of people that is needed to restart and to develop and to grow. What I would say is why IULM can be an interesting place to specialize in tourism, in hospitality and tourism, and what are the strengths, the strong point of our program. Aurora told you some points, some key points. About IULM is there are two main characteristics that are relevant. First, IULM is a leading university for tourism studies. 20 years ago, IULM launched the first bachelor in tourism in Italy. In 2004, we launched the first master program in tourism management in English in Italy. And 6 years ago, we started the Master of Science in Hospitality and Tourism Management, a dual degree, in partnership with the University of Central Florida in the United States. And IULM, another characteristics is the multidisciplinary approach. IULM is a young university with a strong specialization in 3 areas: interpreting and translation, communication and new media, and art and tourism. And this multidisciplinary focus on languages, communication, and art, all strongly linked to tourism, with strong synergies, is really an important plus to specialize in this field. What about our master program? What are the strengths that that is interesting to share with you? First, certainly the collaboration with companies, an ongoing collaboration to identify new needs, some key areas of specialization. Over the past 18 years, IULM has collaborated with the major companies in the sector to design programs in line with their expectations and to support them in training of professional profiles that are the most sought after professional profile. There are leading companies like Costa Crociere, Accor, Amadeus for Amadeus in the digital solution industry, but also companies like AIM Group in the meeting industry, that are our partners in designing new programs, new courses, new paths of specialization. Last year, during the COVID, we decided to start 2 new specializations. Digital technologies and data for tourism and creative industries is the first specialization, in which also Luca Di Persio is involved as professor. And sustainable destination management communication is the other specialization. The third, another key element in the program is the multicultural experience. You have this is the class profile of this year. As you can see, we have 67 students. With very different backgrounds, big differences in culture, school background, personalities, interests, and this is really an important value in the program. The program is developed over 2 years. The first year, held entirely in English, takes place at IULM University in Milano. And the second year offers 3 possible paths of specialization that I mentioned before. So the first path is on hospitality and tourism management, and it takes place in the University of Central Florida in Orlando, in the Rosen College of Hospitality Management. And here students earn a double degree, an Italian degree, laurea magistrale from IULM, and an American degree, a Master of Science from University of Central Florida, as well as the possibility of staying in US after the graduation for a year of work in the tourism sector. The other specialization take place at IULM. The other 2 specializations take place at IULM University in Milano. Here again, students can spend a period of study or of work abroad with an exchange program in our network of international top university. All the courses are taught in English, and here the students will earn an Italian degree. So those are mainly the main characteristic of the program. I don't know if we have time to go through some other information related to the, I don't know, Lavinia, if you have time to.
On my side, I sure do. I just know that Professor Friel maybe needs to go soon as well. So maybe she can give her input now.
No,
just
but
so
I can go through the other information if Professor Friel.
As you prefer.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So a characteristic of our approach is a very practical, active learning approach. As you can see in this slide, 70% of our session are case studies, exercises, group project, field project, and training on the job with the internship. 20% are classroom lessons, and we have also a distance learning at the beginning to acquire a common base of understanding, of a common base of elements on some diciamo specific tools. The hands-on approach is developed through many company visits and project work, as I said, and many workshops and seminars with the key players from the industry. In these events, the students have the opportunity to share ideas in a class context with top managers from leading companies of the sector, and build up also their personal network, which can be useful for the future professional life. Here you have some details about the specialization, some images from the specialization at University of Central Florida in the second year. This is the University of Central Florida, and this is the Rosen College of Hospitality Management, where the courses are held. In IULM, you have the two specializations that I told you before. In the specialization in digital technologies and data for tourism and creative industry, the focus is on how to exploit the potential of new digital technologies and big data for the personalization of services and innovation of customer experience on one side, but also on how to use these tools to optimize business decisions and performance. In the other specialization, the focus is on sustainable development of tourist destinations with, again, a very practical hands-on approach. Here you have some university partners to design a semester abroad in Spain, in France, in Germany, in USA, with the possibility to do an exchange, just an exchange, so not a full dual degree with University of Central Florida, and so on. With many possibilities, Erasmus, study abroad. So you can find all the details on the website of the course. As you can see in this slide, our courses are often held by a IULM professor with a visiting professor, or a IULM professor with the professionals. Especially the more specialized courses. Again, you will find all the details on programs, on the CVs of our the faculty members on the website. Just a few words on the internship. The internship is a key element of the learning path in the master. As you can see in this slide, the internship are both in the hospitality industry and in the tour operator, online distribution, meeting and incentive, and consultancy. So the field are very, very different. here are some, we have also Aurora in the slide. So here are some examples of placement, internship placements of students of the previous edition. So I think, Lavinia, that we can stop here because it's a little bit late. So we have probably, we can leave some time for questions.
Yes, so we did get a couple of questions for Luca. Unfortunately, he had to go, so I did leave his email address for anyone who's interested in, just deepening the conversation on the metaverse economy with him. Professor Phil had to go as well, so we can for sure dedicate some time for Aurora. So if the participants have any question related to the student life at IULM, particularly within the Master of Science in Hospitality and Tourism Management, that would be great. I would start by asking Aurora if maybe she can tell us about what does she think is the added value of this master at IULM. So why did you choose this specific program within all the other options that you might have had at the moment of enrolling?
Yeah, actually, it's a good question. Thank you very much for asking. And as mentioned, it was like the international aspect that drove me to this choice, because actually I was looking for an international experience and an international master. And all the courses were very general, but related to the topic that I loved. So hospitality and customer relations in general. So the international aspect of this master was like the thing that I appreciated the most, because also with the company visits and project works and project with our peers and team works as well, I think it was an added value. So also the approach of this master is the added value, together with the fact that it's very international. So working also with international students and international colleagues from all over the world, I would say that it was an added value and a very important thing, because it made me grow professionally, but also from a personal point of view.
Thank you so much, Aurora. So I did see a couple of questions, and I know we answered those privately about scholarships. I will just pop the link in the chat again for all those who are interested in knowing more about the scholarships offered at IULM. So of course, you mentioned the internationality. So I wonder if there are any projects that you are particularly fond of that have challenged you in collaborating maybe with people from other countries, from other cultures?
Yeah, actually last year, during the summer, I decided to participate to an hackathon organized by the University of Houston in Texas. So the Hilton College actually, and we were just the three of us, three colleagues, because it was during the summer period. So for that, you really needed to be motivated to do that, because we were on vacation. So it was quite challenging. But actually this hackathon lasted like for 2 months, 1 month and a half. So basically the task was to try to provide a potential solution to a service provided to customers within an hotel structure in order to maintain the same experience despite the COVID measures. So the three of us, I was with two other colleagues, we decided to create this kind of project. And so we created the MVP, the minimal viable product, and all the presentation, and also a nice video that you can also find on YouTube actually. And we tried to keep the same experience of the breakfast buffet during the COVID scenario. So we tried to find solutions for that in order to assure our customers to still enjoy the buffet experience, which was, of course, not possible due to the COVID restrictions here in Italy and of course abroad, as you know. So I decided to participate in this hackathon, and actually we won the first prize. And this challenge was very nice, because actually we were with 30 different universities all over the world. So we had to challenge, for instance, also that I don't want now to nominate this other universities, but like the most important universities all over the world of hotelery and hospitality management. And yeah, through podcasts, webinars, and presentations, we won the first prize and a scholarship, which was very rewarding and nice. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of opportunities. You have to be ready for those opportunities. So you always have to keep an eye on the market. So the course offers a lot, but of course it depends on you, on how eager you are to grow and to learn new things. So it's a nice opportunities, but you have to seize this opportunity, right? So
for sure. For sure. Thank you so much, Aurora. I know we had little time overall to speak about your experience, but the little that you told us sure sounds amazing. And I'm sure that all the participants that have stuck with us till the end of this event are glad to know that IULM offers them such a broad range of possibilities and just overall, you know, career prospects. They sound amazing. I do want to thank you and Professor De Carlo for taking the time to answer these questions. And I don't see any more questions for now from the participants, but I do want to remind everyone that they have some useful links in the chat and that they will receive a recording of the event by email a few days from now. So if any one of you connected later, if you missed any information about the Metaverse Economy or the Master of Science in Hospitality and Tourism Management at IULM, you can just review these events later on. And for now, I just really want to thank all of you, of course, also Luca Di Persio and Professor Friel, who unfortunately had to go, but we do appreciate their presence and the time that they've taken to be here with us tonight. I want to thank all of you for your presence. I hope that you will connect again for the next event in partnership with you. And for now, I just hope that like all of you are safe and just sound, considering the circumstances in the world at the moment. And without further ado, once again, thank you all very much. I wish everyone a nice day or evening, according to where you are connected from. And once again, Professor De Carlo and Aurora, thank you so much. I hope that you have an amazing evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lavinia, for organizing everything. And
thank you very much to Aurora and Lavinia and Doxity team to organize the meeting. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You too.